Look, let's face it. Schools have long been ideological training grounds, rife with the fashionable isms of the day. And when the court says things like the diffusion of knowledge, it's just Orwellian code words for indoctrination with, you know what, multiculturalism, radical environmentalism, feminism, and other secular ideologies. And here's the really bad part. In California, the problem is even worse because the state is now pursuing an aggressive pro-homosexual curriculum that could, listen to this, lead to the terms mom and dad being purged from its schools. And this, by the way, is precisely the problem the homeschooling family being persecuted here has. The father, Mr. Long, said that the schools teach values that are contrary to his deeply held religious beliefs. And doesn't he have a right to them?
Of course he does. He shouldn't have to put up with any of this leftist filth.
Sure. Well, you're right, Michael. But now the court has decided that it's going to usurp parental authority. But, you know, whatever your beliefs, there's no question that schools long ago departed from their original purpose. For the most part, compulsory schooling was initially established to facilitate literacy, as I'm sure you know. But now what's happened? Well, true education has been subordinated to social activism. But despite this, and this is really, really preposterous, the court cited a California law stating that a child not in school must be, quote, instructed by a tutor who holds a valid state teaching credential for the grade being taught, unquote. Now, here's why this is funny. I want to know, would that be a credential you might get at, let's say, an academy such as the College of Education at CSU, Sacramento? And here's why I ask, and you're going to love this. The school's dean recently disseminated the following message. There are four main goals, four now, mind you, that we have and will continue to focus on in the college, which are expressed in the acronym TEACH. Transformative leadership, equity and social justice, action, collaboration, then human differences and diversity.
Oh, my God.
Now, I wonder, to earn a teaching credential from such an esteemed institution, do you have to learn how to count to 5? But more importantly, where in those 5 goals are elements of anything remotely similar to a traditional education? Where? So, you know what? It's funny. Government schools do work. They work very, very well in the way communist re-education camps or the Hitler Youth worked. And we know this because academia's goals have been reached. I mean, sure, Johnny can't read, but he sure knows the buzzwords, talking points, and mantras of the government ashrams. And that is the issue. Look, the social engineers want a monopoly over the hearts and minds of men. That's what's going on here. That's why they give us hate speech laws and speech codes on college campuses and in workplaces, and campaigns against natural schooling. Look, Lenin said it himself. Give me just one generation of youth, and I'll transform the whole world. That's what Lenin said.
Well, that's exactly what they're trying to do.
It is, Michael. It sure is. And this is why the left has pursued the separation of church and state formula. And here it is. Take God out of school, replace him with the belief system of secularism, and force kids into school. So, you know what's going on? In essence, it's the establishment of irreligion, because children are compelled to attend these schools-cum-churches and worship an amalgamation of isms. And let me tell you, they better not exhibit sacrilege, because if they do, they're going to be anathema. So here's what I say. You know what we really need? We need a separation of school and state.
Selwyn Duke, thanks for being on the Savage Nation.
Michael, thank you for having me on the show, and God bless you and your audience.
Savage.